This is your Baby I'm a Star episode of Outrospection. Today we're going to be telling a joke. A joke? What kind of joke? The best of the jokes. The best of the jokes takes a long time. This joke is going to take a long time, and how to it fast, and all the time safe. All right, Rashad, would you like to start the joke, or want me to start with the joke?
I would like to start with a joke.
You cannot talk as fast as I can.
I cannot talk, but I'm a rapper, so I can rap.
You can rap faster than I can.
I can't talk faster than you can.
I have a second topic for this episode, but you can start the Cheerio joke.
All right. You have a second topic?
Yeah.
Go on to your second topic first.
You want to go to the second topic first?
Yeah.
Do you want to continue on with the Prince theme?
Sure.
Prince rapping, how do you feel?
Prince rapping, how do I feel?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this isn't even a full topic. We can just get this done
Yeah.
real quick.
Mm-hmm.
How do I feel about Prince rapping? I think that
Pussy control, sexy MF.
Yep, I know. I know
18 and over.
Prince rapping. I think that Prince rapping.
I think Prince rapping is barely rapping.
Yeah, that's what I was basically
Like
going to say.
Prince rapping, like people would describe rapping as rhythmically talking. Prince rapping is actually just rhythmically talking.
Yeah, I feel like that's really how
But it
is.
works.
It's a style thing.
It works for his aesthetic.
Yeah.
It'd be weird to hear him like spitting bars like he was like Tupac or like Chuck D or anything like that.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Because he doesn't have the voice for it.
He just doesn't.
But the way he uses he actually talks in like a lower register, but like the way he talks, he can make it sound really good.
Yeah, it's his style. You know.
All right, Cheerio joke.
Wait. Let me just say hi. Let's take a second.
Hello.
Enjoy the moment. Hello, everyone.
Oh, so you're rushing me, but I can't rush you?
I was rushing the topic. The topic and the introduction are different things.
That's true.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Outrospection.
Welcome to Outrospection.
I'm your host, Hayden Whittaker.
I'm your host, Rashad Davis.
And welcome to the Outrospection. If you guys don't know, I'm actually Rashad Davis, and he's actually.
Yeah, I'm actually Hayden Whittaker. We didn't disclose in that last episode. And if you're listening to this as episode 16, entitled Baby I'm a Star, please go watch one of the other episodes first. This one is better consumed in one sequence with episodes 15, 16, and 17. This is episode 16 if I said 15 earlier.
Yes, but anyway, so this episode we decided that we were going to go into something. I have a joke that is my favorite joke of all time.
We're going to share the joke because we're friends.
We're going to share the joke together. We're going to tell
That was a fist bump.
We're going to tell the joke like chums tell jokes, going back and forth.
Like pals.
And
how do you feel about the word buddy?
I like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't like the word buddy at all. I hate people call me buddy.
I don't like, unless I'm cool with my dad calling me buddy, and that's the only one person.
Or how do you feel about
or
bud?
my uncles maybe. Huh?
Bud.
Bud, I don't like that either.
Yeah, I can't stand it when people call me buddy or bud.
Especially if it's like a girl that I'm interested in or talking to.
Well, that's just like a knife to the heart right there.
But anyway.
Don't make those noises.
That was the sound of death. Anyway, the joke is a long joke, but I feel like it ultimately pans out.
Mm-hmm.
It's ultimately worth it, and I feel like it's a pretty long form joke. This is long form humor.
Yeah.
So
you'll love it.
You'll love it. If you don't love it, then you have no sense of humor.
Uh-huh.
It's genuinely just the best joke.
Mm-hmm.
We can't hype. I can't like. You probably think I'm hyping this joke up way more than it deserves. But
yeah, definitely.
It's definitely the best joke.
I think it's the best joke ever. Like John Mulaney, Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock,
Dave Chappelle,
Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. They all got nothing on this.
Yeah, this is the best joke of all time. It's a long joke, but
it is a long joke.
Just trust us.
Lorne Michaels, fucking amateur.
So, our story takes place. Wait. Let me introduce the joke. This is the Cheerio joke.
Yes, the Cheerio joke. The jokest of the jokes, the hokiest of the hoax, the pokiest of the nokes.
The Cheerio joke.
All right, bars.
Our story takes place.
That's
a harp.
Yes.
In a Walmart. Aisle 6.
Aisle 6.
The cereal aisle.
Yep. We don't know if the cereal aisle is actually aisle 6 in Walmart. Walmarts vary in size, but
this particular Walmart is in aisle 6.
Aisle 6.
Now, the cereal aisle has all sorts of different cereal kingdoms, such as
the Frosted Flakes kingdom, where everyone is a communist.
The Fruit Loops kingdom, where everyone
is gay. That's we're gonna cut that.
I was about to say that, but then I didn't.
Then I did.
My tongue.
Should we keep that in?
We might as well.
Okay.
We are not homophobic.
Yes, actually,
We're probably
Very
I
not
feel like
homophobic.
We're some of the least homophobic
Yeah.
straight people that we know.
yeah.
I feel like someone might disagree, but I don't care.
I feel like I wouldn't be friends with people who I am, definitely, if I was homophobic. I was in color
wouldn't
guard.
either.
I was in color guard. Shut
I'm
the fuck
a theater
up.
kid.
Yeah.
Come on now.
We're the worst two people.
Anyway,
So the Fruit Loops Kingdom,
Fruit Loops Kingdom. The you have your
the Cocoa Flakes Kingdom.
No. No. Zooming right past that.
The Chocolate Kingdom, where everyone's Romanian,
You have your Lucky Charms Kingdom.
where everyone's
Ireland.
Irish. Ireland, yes.
You have, you have the Raisin Brain Kingdom. You know, the library.
And you have the Sour Patch Kid Kingdom. That's new, and no one knows why the fuck it exists.
Did they make that a cereal?
Yep, there's Sour Patch Kid cereal.
Why?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't.
There's also ice cream.
They don't talk about that cereal. I can understand it as ice cream, but not as cereal.
The Sour Patch Kids Kingdom is like New Jersey. We don't like to talk about it.
It's like Florida. Florida men. Just
No.
all the Florida men are congregated in one kingdom. It's the Sour Patch Kid Kingdom.
I feel like Florida could be what's a really weird cereal.
It's a really weird cereal.
Well, I guess Sour Patch Kids could be the
I think that's
Florida.
got to be cereal.
But you know what is the Scandinavia of the kingdoms?
What's that?
Captain Crunch. They got their shit figured out.
You gotta love Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch being like Sweden, then like Captain Crunch with the berries is like Norway, and then Captain Crunch, oops, just the berries, Iceland.
But our story takes place in a particular kingdom. That kingdom being
The
the
Cheerio Kingdom.
And this kingdom is widely regarded by all the kingdoms, by the United Cereal Nation, as
The United Federation of
the United
Cereals.
Federation of Cereals, as probably like the
Yes.
the
The
center.
United States of
It's
kingdoms.
the United States of the kingdom.
Yes.
You know,
It is the biggest, most wealthiest,
and
just encompassing
it's
kingdom.
just an all-encompassing kingdom because this has so many different United States.
Yes, United
know.
States.
It has you have your
Multigrain,
your
frosted,
apple cinnamon,
apple cinnamon, honey nut, fruit.
fruit.
Yeah,
There's fruit cereal,
yeah.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
Anyway, the way that the cereal kingdom is set up is that there are 5 tiers of Cheerios, kind of like social classes.
Caste systems
It's
almost.
basically a caste system. Please break down the tier system because this is actually very important to the story. You want me to break it down?
Just give me the tiers, and I can
Tiers.
we can break it down.
There's tier 1 Cheerios, the bottom.
The impoverished Cheerios.
Not just the impoverished Cheerios. Tier 1 Cheerios are basically like the bottom of the bottom.
The bottom of the bottom, the broken Cheerios, the Cheerios that are disrespected, the Cheerios that are disenfranchised, the Cheerios that have no rights in the Cheerio kingdom, but make up the majority of the population.
Then you have your tier 2 Cheerios.
Choo Choo Cheerios, a bit better,
Bit better.
more whole,
whole.
things getting all right. They're not exactly middle class yet.
Not exactly middle class, but
They're class,
they're class.
Yeah.
They live paycheck to paycheck.
paycheck to paycheck. They're not homeless yet.
Not quite homeless, but not quite comfortable.
No.
They're in that weird in between space.
Yes. They might work at like some higher level retail stores, but they're not at McDonald's level. Perhaps.
Tier 3 Cheerios. Cheerios like you and I.
Like you and I, middle class,
Middle class Cheerios.
100K a year, 401K,
Nice job.
KKK.
No.
Things are the
nice
KKK is a
job.
middle class organization, let's be honest.
Yeah, but we're not gonna talk. We're not bringing them into the Cheerio kingdom.
Frosted Cheerios.
Frosted Cheerios, no. 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 Anyway, so, this particular, they're just middle class Cheerios. Tier 4 Cheerios
They're alright.
they're rich. These
Yeah.
are the rich Cheerios.
They're the guys who have like Tesla's Model 3, not X or S, which are more expensive. They have a Model 3, $35,000. They're smart with their money, not too rich, not too middle class.
Technically, Tier 4 Cheerios is actually the rich Cheerios because Tier 5 is
That is true.
Tier 4 Cheerios. Well, because most low Tier 5 Cheerios would be like right at the top
Yeah,
of the tier
definitely.
4 range. So tier 4 Cheerios are basically just upper middle class to rich.
Yes, upper middle
Cheerios,
class to rich
'cause
Cheerios.
A lot of the tier 5 Cheerios are
They can afford an in-ground pool.
they're tier 4 Cheerios. Tier 5 Cheerios.
They vacation every summer in Aruba.
Tier 5 Cheerios are nobility. And
Nobility.
the way to become
The gentry.
The way to become a member of the Tier 5 Cheerio Kingdom is to either have been born into the royal family or to have been knighted by the Queen.
Yes, knighted, cha-ching, cha-ching, across the shoulders.
By the Queen.
By the Queen. Why the Queen, not the King?
Why the Queen, not the King?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a matriarchal society, as everyone knows about Cheerios.
Yeah, we all know this about
That
Cheerios.
could be a joke about whole splits, blow right past that. Took you a second to figure that out, didn't you?
Anyway, our story takes place with young Cheerio, young Tier 1 Cheerio to be exact. Mm-hmm. Let's call him,
Felipe.
no.
Why not Felipe? What's wrong with Felipe?
I like giving him a nice simple name.
A simple name? Ezekiel.
What?
Maybe Hezekiah. That's even simpler.
No, dude, like, look, let's keep it real
Oh,
simple,
I know.
real basic.
I got you. Let's call him. Wait, I'm really thinking here. Let's call him Chris.
I like Chris.
Because Cheerio starts with CH and Chris starts with CH. Or Christopher.
Christopher, interchangeable.
Interchangeable. He goes by both.
He goes by.
He never corrected his teachers or substitutes. He just said, call me
He was
Christopher.
a timid one.
A timid one.
You know, Chris was just living his life, walking down the streets, kicking rocks, struggling to make his way through school. You know, moving on.
Occasionally drinking hose water.
It was a rough time.
It was rough. Times were tough. The Cheerio Kingdom had just gone through its third recession in this decade, which is unthinkable and economically impossible almost, but that is the boom and bust cycle of capitalism in the Cheerio Kingdom, because the lifespan of Cheerios, as everyone knows, it's much shorter than the lifespan of a human being, so therefore they go through much more recessions, and there's a large amount of Cheerios in the Cheerio Kingdom, and as everyone also knows, their population is so large that, you know, economics happen on a much faster scale. And I won't get into the complex welfare systems of Cheerio society, but as everyone knows, it's just a whole massive bureaucracy in and of itself. But its own efficiencies can be seen in other places, such as like, its national park system and its health and safety department, and the Cheerio police force. Like, you can't even, like, they haven't, like. It's much better to be a chocolate Cheerio than in that kingdom than a lot of others.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting deviation there. Anyway.
No one can bullshit like me, but continue.
Chris, he was walking down the street, and it just so happened that today was the day that the Royal Parade was going through town. Mm-hmm. And on the Royal Parade, you get a lot of the highest level Tier 5 Cheerios, some of the most well-known and well-respected public officials and public figures in the Cheerio Kingdom just ride through the streets.
The Cheerio King.
The Cheerio Queen.
The Cheerio Prince.
The Cheerio Princess.
The second Cheerio Prince.
And
the third Cheerio Prince. The bishops. The head of church. The Archbishop.
And also Cheerio Prince. Not the Cheerio Prince, just Cheerio Prince.
Just Cheerio Prince.
Uh-huh.
Playing Baby I'm a Star in the parade.
Yeah.
Cheerio Michael Jackson.
Uh-huh.
Cheerios, military leaders.
Yeah. And then just, high level Cheerios. Cheerio Bill Gates.
Yeah, Cheerio Bill Gates. Cheerio Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm. Cheerio Elon Musk riding through in a Cheerio Tesla.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And
that run solely on the bodies of dead Cheerios.
But we don't know about that.
You don't know about that. You,
anyway,
listener.
Shh. Anyway, Chris was watching the parade and he sees the royal family on their float, and he immediately sees the princess. And when he sees the princess, he immediately falls in love with her.
In absolute love, the loveliest of loves. A love that can only be defined as the love your dog has for you.
Yeah. What? Anyway, So he finesses his way through the guards, which honestly wasn't that difficult.
I know.
Cheerio.
They have a lot of holes that you can jump through.
Anyway.
On a loophole.
Anyway, he finessed his way through the guards and made his way onto the float. Goes to the princess of the Cheerios and says, "I love you and I want to marry you." Now she can tell that he has some swag about him. Mm-hmm. He has some charisma, some natural charm, and
some swagger.
Mm-hmm. And she says, "I would marry you," because there's not really that many options being a Tier 5 Cheerio.
Definitely.
She said, "I would marry you." She definitely has a thing for him. She definitely understands him. I think it's safe to say that she fell in love back.
Yeah, their jimmies were mutually ruffled.
She said, "I would, but you're not a Tier 5 Cheerio in the way that the society is set up.
The constitution of the Cheerio kingdom.
I can't marry you."
Exactly. It's sad, but
at that moment, Chris decides.
This is some Pride and Prejudice shit right here.
At that moment, Chris decides that he is going to become
a Tier 5 Cheerio.
A Tier 5 Cheerio.
Also note, Rashad and I have never read Pride and Prejudice.
I have.
No, you haven't.
You're right.
I didn't believe that for a second.
Anyway, so he starts working his way through school. Mm-hmm. Gets a job at Cheerio Hut. Working extra shift at Cheerio McDonald's.
Yeah.
Working his way through. In the way that the Cheerio Kingdom is set up, school is pretty simple. So he immediately just went to law school after he graduated from Cheerio Community College.
Yes.
He graduated from law school relatively fast and started kind of just working his way through the ranks.
Which really showed his prestige because, as you all know, Cheerio law is very, very complex and based off of, similar to the American and European law systems and all that differentiating in between. And we won't even get into the Cheerio Parliament and how it all relies on, astrology, but continue.
Yeah, but anyway, Cheerio law is a very difficult thing because, you have to solve some very difficult cases. Like obviously the most obvious one that comes to mind is serial murder. Get it?
Yeah.
Serial murder.
I get it.
Anyway, so he begins working some cases, and at this point, he's he gets signed to us, not signed. He gets a job with a small law firm within the Cheerio Kingdom called Cheerio and Cheerio.
Cheerio and Cheerio, which is small but well respected.
Well respected,
Yeah.
They
has some prestige, got some gusto.
Has some. They're pretty decent. He starts working some cases. At this point, he's still a tier. He's roughly a Tier 2 Cheerio.
Yes.
He's within that tax bracket.
Definitely.
And so because he was within that tax bracket, he starts, he lives on his own, starts working his way through, working some different cases,
Buys even a Cheerio television, but some could say it's a bit grainy.
Anyway, so he starts working his way through as a Cheerio lawyer. Works some cases, works his way through minor cases, Have you fallen and you can't get up?
Call Cheerio and Cheerio, and we'll kick you down further.
Yeah, but anyway, he was good at his job, natural charisma and all that. So he started winning a few more cases, more and more cases, and then eventually he just kind of started moving his way up. So
the best defendant that came out of Cheerio and Cheerio in the past couple of years.
So eventually he starts working some more high profile cases with some more high profile clients and moves his way up to being a Tier 3 Cheerio.
Yes.
But as a lot of people do who don't come from a economically stable background, he kind of didn't really have an understanding of how to save his money and how to keep his money together. So he went to Cheerio Las Vegas, and this is kind of where his story kind of takes a turn for the worse. In Cheerio Las Vegas, he plays a game of, what is he playing?
Blackjack.
I was gonna say blackjack. He plays a game of blackjack.
He starts playing. He gets really into it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm doing all right. This is a good hand." And believe it or not, he wins his first game.
What was his first game?
He wins it, and he put a lot of money down, and so did everyone else, because they thought, what's this rookie young Cheerio lawyer gonna do against us? We've been playing blackjack for 35 years. We're stale at blackjack, some might say. But he wins big, and so he's like, you know what? I'm pretty good at this whole blackjack thing, so I am gonna play some more games of blackjack. And this is where the cycle of addiction starts, ladies and gentlemen.
You see, what you need to know about Chris is that he has a relatively addictive personality,
Which is,
which indicated by the fact that he immediately fell in love with the princess.
Yes.
When he first saw her, and did not even think about anything else. He was immediately in love with her, kind of like Romeo from Romeo and Juliet. The tragic flaw.
The tragic
in
flaw.
a non-tragic story.
Yes.
Anyway, so he plays another hand, and wins that hand too. Surprisingly enough, plays another hand. He's thinking, I'm on a winning streak, Plays another hand, looks at his cards. I have 20. He thinks, this is it. I'm going to play. Plays it down.
Go fish.
Goes crazy.
Absolutely loses it. And at that point, he starts realizing, I'm not just lucky. I'm great at this shit. I'm the best motherfucking blackjack player there's ever been.
He also has a few almond milk shots in him.
Almond milk shots in him, getting all milky, getting all groovy, getting all mushy.
So he's thinking, let's get. You want to play? Let's play.
Let's play some ball.
Yeah. So they went out to the basketball court and playing. Anyway, so they continued to play the games, and slowly his win streak kind of started to decline. And as that kind of started to happen, he started losing more and more money gradually, started betting more and more money gradually, putting more money on the table,
chasing that high.
Until he finally, everyone else was out. It was just him, and across the street from him was Blackjack Cheerio, the best blackjack player in the whole Cheerio kingdom. That was hard to say. The whole Cheerio kingdom.
Say blackjack 20 times fast, not you, Rashad, just the audience.
Pause it and do it. Anyway, he looks at his hand. 21. He thinks,
go fish.
Goes all in. Blackjack goes all in. He thinks, I'm going to win my money back. Throws it down. Blackjack also throws down a 21. Deal again. Gets in his hand. 20. He figures, might as well. Throws it down. Blackjack also throws down a 15. Deal another card. He gets a 5. 20. They're tied again. I mean, he gets deal another card. Throws it down again.
I like 20. How you're actually trying to explain how blackjack works when I have no idea how blackjack works.
They're even again. Looks at his cards for a third time. 19. He's feeling lucky, as he's been feeling this whole time. He throws down the 19. Blackjack throws down a 20, and the game is over. He goes home with nothing.
And in severe debt.
In severe debt, he falls into
a deep, deep depression.
An alcoholic spiral, if you would say.
Yes.
Starts losing some cases. He
lost the famous, such famous Cheerio cases, such as the Cheerio versus Cheerio case, and the Supreme Court of Cheerio versus
the State of Cheerio.
The State of Cheerio case, and the O.J. Simpson trial. But
and it was one particular case. I feel like it was, the Cheerio. It was the colloquially referred to as the Cheerio case. Mm-hmm. And in the Cheerio case, he thought that he found a loophole, as Cheerios
do.
And it turns out it wasn't. And it just ate away at his career so poorly that he was debarred. And
it was a rough day.
He started thinking, what's the point? Why do I go on? At this point, he's fallen so hard on his luck that he's back to being a tier 2 Cheerio. On the verge of being a tier 1 again.
He doesn't know if he can go back there. He doesn't know if he can keep going even.
So
he doesn't know what he needs to do. He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
So he turns on the television and he sees the princess's face
in all her glory.
And he remembers what his plan was.
What his mission is.
Goes back to school, studies technology.
Computer science.
And
maybe even a little bit of computer engineering here.
Because as we all know, computer science is the
main export of the Cheerio kingdom.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't know that, next time you open a cereal box, you should fucking eat the Cheerios and not pay that much attention to this fucking joke.
Next time you're at Cheerio trivia night, good little thing. Main export of the Cheerio Kingdom. Computer science. Computers.
So he works as hard. You know he's a hard worker, you know.
He's
works
busting
his
his
way
butt.
through. Gets a job at CheerioSoft, working for Cheerio Bill Gates. Tier 5 Cheerio.
Tier 5 Cheerio. He's making his way up already.
But he's not a Tier 5 Cheerio yet. He's
No.
still a Tier 2 Cheerio.
Still
But
Tier
he's
2.
working his way through as an intern, you know.
But he's getting noticed.
Well respected, works his way through. Eventually he becomes a Tier 3 Cheerio again after getting a full-time job at CheerioSoft.
Buys another TV. Still grainy.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
And then he decides, you know what?
This is pretty wheat.
He decides, I'm going to start my own startup company. I'm going to call it Cheerio Apple. But then he figures, maybe there's a more smart name. Apple Cinnamon Cheerio. So he goes with Apple Cinnamon Cheerio as his name, starts the company out of his garage. And, you know, slowly but surely, company starts to
Yeah.
grow.
Develop some technology. Some phones here, some computers there, nuclear
Cheerio
weapons
pad,
sometimes.
Cheerio phones, Cheerio.
Cheerio atom bombs.
Shh. Anyway, starts to, you know, he becomes well known.
Yeah, well known.
Apple Cinnamon Cheerios becoming one of the
Yeah.
most popular and well-renowned
Up and
companies.
coming. People start recognizing him on the street. They're like, hey, isn't that Chris? You mean Christopher? Same dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, it is him. He runs Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, doesn't he? Yeah.
That's a good company.
Hey, Chris, can I have your autograph? Yeah, sure. And that's when he starts realizing, hey, this is pretty good.
He's moving up in the ranks. He's starting to get more money. Eventually, he signs some lucrative deals and puts the company on the Cheerio York Stock Exchange. You know, where all the multigrain Cheerios are, you know, stockbrokers, as multigrain Cheerios would be.
Trying to figure out what kind of racial joke that
It's
is.
not a racial joke. It's just a stockbroker joke.
Oh, okay.
I don't get it. I feel like multigrain Cheerios would be stockbrokers.
That is probably true. Continue.
Anyway, so he is a publicly traded company now, and he's officially at this point a Tier 4 Cheerio.
CEO of Apple Cinnamon Cheerios.
And the company just makes more and more money and more money. Eventually, he's one of the richest Cheerios in the Cheerio Kingdom.
Fortune 500 topper.
And what does he do? He does something that a lot of people wouldn't do in this position. He says, you know, I came from a poor background. I was able to make it to a point that a lot of people weren't able to make it to. I decided I'm going to give back to my community.
Exactly.
Of the Tier 1 Cheerios. I'm going to reinvest in my community. It opens up some homeless shelters.
Some community centers.
You know, some places.
Rehabilitation facilities, abortion clinics, every part of society that the Cheerio Kingdom really needed developed on.
Eventually, this catches the attention of the Queen.
Queen Cheerio. The queen of all Cheerios.
Queen Cheerio II,
Queen Cheerio II.
who will never die.
May she rule forever. May the sun never set.
Anyway, the Queen says, Christopher, I notice your efforts working as
A philanthropist, a humanitarian, and a leader.
an innovator, a creator.
A life giver.
I would venture to say a genius.
Maybe even an okay guy.
So she says, I've decided that I want to hold a ceremony to knight you and officially make you a Tier 5 Cheerio. He can't hold in his excitement. She knights him. Immediately runs straight to the palace doors. Opens the door and he sees her. She was at the knighting ceremony, but she hadn't spoken to him until that moment, until it was just the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
He runs up to her, hugs her, and gives her a kiss and says, will you marry me?
And she says yes.
A monumentous occasion.
Monumentous can't even describe it.
Fast
as they embrace
forward.
each other.
Yeah. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is playing in the background.
Yeah, Can You Feel Love Tonight is playing in the background. Both simultaneously the 1994 and the 2019 version.
It's crazy.
It's whack.
Cheerio Elton John is fucking there.
On the piano.
Anyway, fast forward to the wedding. It's probably the largest wedding in Cheerio history.
Maybe even in, all of cereal history.
Because all the different cereals from all the different kingdoms came there. You have your frosted flakes. You have your corn flakes too. Mm-hmm. You have your
Captain Crunch.
you have your Fruit Loops.
Cocoa Puffs.
You have your even the Raisin Brands came.
Even
they
the
don't
Raisin
really get out
Brands
the house much.
No, they got off their computer.
They left and came to the wedding, which rarely happens.
No.
It was a monumental occasion. It was humongous.
Count Chocula even learned English.
They get up to the wedding pews, say their vows. The Cheerio priest says, "Will you marry me?" They say yes. They kiss.
The Cheerio priest, the Cheerio archbishop, goes through the ceremony, goes through their vows. Eventually, the Cheerio archbishop conducts the ceremony, going perfectly smooth, no objections, nothing goes wrong. The two stand holding each other's arms dearly, tears glistening down their faces in pure excitement. Christopher lifts the veil and sees his beautiful, beautiful bride, gluten-free in all her glory. And she looks back at him and sees her handsome and strong and powerful husband, a tier 5 Cheerio, the man he was destined to be.
The archbishop asks Christopher,
"Do you take this beloved princess as your bride?"
He says, "I do." The archbishop asks the princess,
And she says,
I
"I do."
They kiss. They're married.
The most magical moment of all time.
Which brings us to the climax of our story,
Yes.
the wedding reception. They're dancing, talking, laughing, having a great time.
Everyone's having a great time. The kids are running around. Love is in the air.
It's a humongous wedding reception.
Yes.
The princess says to Chris, "Babe, I'm hungry. Can you get me a slice of cake?"
And he says, "Sure." So he goes to stand in the cake line.
Now you're probably wondering, why does he have to stand in line at his own wedding? Well, I personally do not like to speak on and, ask questions about how other cultures hold etiquette, and I feel like you probably shouldn't either.
It's
In
just the kind of thing you gotta learn, gotta respect.
In the Cheerio community, you wait in line even if it's your wedding. Why? Because you wait in line even if it's your wedding. So he stands in line, and keep in mind this was one of the largest
Gatherings in all
largest
cereal
gatherings in cereal history. And so the line is obviously incredibly long. By the time he gets to the front of the line,
They're out of cake.
they're out of cake. All the cake is gone. And it was a lot of cake too. He goes back to his
It was a 12-tier cake.
he goes back to his wife and he says,
We ain't got no cake.
"I'm sorry, babe. I couldn't have. There was all the cake is gone." She says, "It's okay." She's a forgiving one. "Can you get me a soda out of the vending machine?" Because they had a vending machine at their wedding. They're classy folks.
Yeah.
He stands in line for the vending machine. The line is also again very
Very long.
Very long. By the time he gets to the front of the machine, it's out of soda and broken.
Only thing left is one LaCroix
And you know that he was not going to get a LaCroix for me.
for his new beloved bride.
Why would you do that?
I mean,
That would
disrespectful blatantly.
that's marriage suicide.
Yes.
Goes back to his wife and says, "I'm sorry, the only thing left in the machine was a LaCroix." She says, "I understand. I wouldn't have wanted the LaCroix." And
Even though LaCroix is a fine beverage for some people, and we really here have nothing against LaCroix.
we personally both
Enjoy
enjoy
LaCroix. I don't know why we made a LaCroix joke. But when someone asks for soda, you don't give them a LaCroix.
If I asked for a soda and you gave me LaCroix, I'd
Be like, what the fuck, man?
Why are you doing this to me? Anyway, I need to be in the mood for LaCroix.
Yes.
But anyway, she says, "You know what? It's fine. Can you just get me a glass of water?" Stands in line for the water, and the same situation happens again. Gets to the front, all the pitchers of water are empty. He goes back to her and he
Climate
says,
change.
"Yeah." He goes back to her and he says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
I keep failing you.
She's mildly annoyed at this point.
Yeah.
Obviously. He says, "You know what? I'll make it up to you. I will get you a glass of punch." Now here's the kicker. Goes to get her a glass of punch. Comes back almost instantly. She asks him, "Wow." She says to him, "Wow, that was fast." To which she replies, "Yeah, there was no punchline."